To install the front mud flaps, first start by parking on a level surface. We have removed the wheel for demonstration purposes, however it's not required to complete the installation. First remove these two plastic clips from the side skirt. For the front clip, release the center of the clip with a Phillips head screwdriver, then pry the whole clip out with a flathead screwdriver. The second clip can be released by popping the center section out using a flathead screwdriver, then removing the outside piece. Open the front door to allow access to the fender cover. Carefully but firmly pull back on the side skirt to release the two factory horizontal retainer clips. Remove the plastic fender cover in increments. Start at the top and firmly pull towards you while rocking from side to side to release the horizontal retainer clips as you work your way down. Remove the 4 OEM fender liner retainer clips. The 3 on the outside edge of the fender liner are released by unscrewing the center with a Phillips head screwdriver, then prying the entire clip out with a flathead screwdriver. The innermost clip can be removed by prying out the center of the clip with 2 flathead screwdrivers. Pull the fender liner out from behind the side skirt. Place a polygon clip at an angle on each of these 2 factory tabs. Reinstall the fender liner. Place the front metal bracket over the mounting points. The lower portion of the bracket will be tucked between the side skirt and the fender liner. Thread the flathead screws into the upper mounting points of the bracket, through the fender liner, into the clips. Place the plastic insert into the innermost mounting hole of the bracket until flush. Of the 4 fender liner clips that were previously removed, only 2 will be reinstalled. The first is the innermost clip. Next is the outermost top clip. The lower mounting hole of the bracket is slotted. Align the lower portion of the bracket at its fullest extent of the slot in towards the vehicle. Replace the fender cover. Fitment is correct when the rubber protective gaskets rest comfortably on the fender cover lip. Snap the side skirt back into its normal position. Notice the lack of mounting points for the mud flaps from the factory. Rally Armor's innovative bracket design allows for secure fastening of the mud flap. Remount the 2 OEM lower side skirt clips. Place the mud flap against the corresponding mounting points. The Rally Armor logo faces the rear of the vehicle. The 2 threaded metal studs will require 1 small washer and 1 lock nut each to secure the mud flap in place. For the innermost mounting point, thread a short screw with a small washer through the flap into the mounted insert. Tighten all mounting points until snug against the washers. Adjust mud flap alignment as necessary. Do not over tighten the screws or lock nuts. Repeat the process for the other side. To install the rear mud flaps, first we need to remove the 5 stock retainers that attach the inner black bumper piece to the bumper cover. Start by removing the 2 clips on the bottom of the rear bumper. These can be released using 2 flathead screwdrivers. Pop the center section out first, then remove the entire clip. The third clip to be removed can be found inside the rear wheel well. The last 2 clips to be removed are found up inside the bumper. Remove these with a pair of flathead screwdrivers. Remove the inner bumper piece from the vehicle. Slide the tabbed or folded end of the bracket over the outer edge of the bumper piece. Align the lower portion of the bracket at an angle. Notice the slight gap between the bottom of the plastic and the metal bracket. When the bracket is installed correctly, it will not be parallel with the bottom of the plastic piece. This is normal. The mounting hole will be visible through the lower slot of the bracket. Position the bumper piece with bracket back on the vehicle. The bracket tabs will sit over the bumper cover. Make sure that the upper portion of the bumper piece notch is installed correctly. For the lowest point underneath the bumper cover shown here, use the supplied insert with plastic screw. The remaining holes of the plastic bumper piece will be secured with the factory fasteners. Remember to separate the inner portion of the clip before reinserting it into the bumper. Next comes the clip inside the rear wheel well. The last two clips can be found up under the bumper by the exhaust. Place a polygon clip over the innermost mounting point of the rear bracket. At this point, you may want to bend the inner mounting point towards the rear of the vehicle about 1/4 inch to provide adequate clearance during suspension compression. Place the mud flap against the corresponding mounting points on the bracket. The Rally Armor logo will face the rear of the vehicle. The two threaded metal studs will require one small washer and one lock nut each to secure the mud flap in place. For the innermost mounting point, thread a short screw with a small washer through the flap into the polygon clip. Do not fully tighten, as you will be aligning the flap first. Align the outer edge of the flap by incrementally adjusting the lower portion of the flap and walking away from the vehicle to inspect it. Ideally, it will hang perpendicular to the ground. Tighten all mounting hardware until snug against the washers. Do not over-tighten. Repeat the process for the other side. This concludes the installation of Rally Armor's urethane mudflaps on a 2011 Subaru Impreza WRX STi Sedan. For more information about Rally Armor and their full line of Subaru parts, visit www.rallyarmor.com.